Title: Aita for suing my sister over a poster my sister's son destroyed. My sister brought her kids over 2 weeks ago. In my office I have a vintage Marvel poster signed by Stan Lee and the artists of the poster. The poster is over 30 years old. Her son saw this and thought it was really neat and wanted me to give it to him. I tried being diplomatic but let him know that wouldn't happen. For certain reasons, my office door locks behind me and you need keys to open it. This is important. Fast forward the next day. We're going to the park and I can't find my keys. We're looking around the house and I hear her daughter yell out, "Oh no!" And my sister and I go running. Her son has opened my office and climbed on the desk to get the poster down. In doing it he managed to tear it in half. I'm furious. This poster is not only irreplaceable, I got it signed with my now deceased grandfather. It has a lot of sentimental value for me. My sister completely blew this off. Hell, she even started giggling when her daughter said, "Oh no," the second time because she thought it sounded cute. She didn't offer me anything, even an apology. Her argument is that I should have had my keys on me because I should have somehow expected that her son would try to take it down from the wall. Dad and wife are firmly in my camp. Dad recognized how important this was to me because it was only a few days before he suddenly passed away and was the last thing we did together. My mom and sister are acting like it's no big deal. Sister ghosted me when I texted her asking about compensating me for the poster. In case anyone is wondering, when we moved into my house, we had the poster appraised at $3,000 due to the condition and rarity of this particular poster. I was informed after Stan Lee's death, it went up but we didn't have it reappraised. This particular one does go on eBay and unsigned fetch north of $2,000. When I served her, my mom called me up telling me it was no big deal and she said she found another poster on eBay, and when I saw the link I realized it was completely different, and wasn't signed, or anything like that. It wasn't even the same year. Now sister is complaining to mom that I'm being mean for going after her and not taking her offer and instead making her pay for it. She thinks I should just let this go because kids will be kids, so Aita here. Edit. Since this has been raised in a few comments, yes, the poster was framed. Title: Aita because a coworker was fired for organizing and cleaning my desk without my permission. Yes, you read that right. People are mad at me at work. Let me explain. So we all have cubicles with high walls that are textured where you can hang things. I suck at decor. While some coworkers including this lady kept their spaces looking like hotel rooms or whatever, mine wasn't bad but it was busy. It was set up so I could find everything I needed for work. Well, one day I come into work and all my papers or things were gone. I look in my cabinets and everything is neatly tucked away. I was a little taken aback and offended. I get to work an hour early so I immediately start searching for everything and putting everything back. While I am looking, someone who is higher up, like an assistant manager, walks by. What's strange is one. She's early too. She was walking all the way on my side of the floor where her desk is many rows from mine, so I really think she was there because she saw something after I left the night before. She asks me what's wrong. I tell her someone moved all my stuff. She then tells me to write the director about it. So I write the email. Remember, management approached me. I didn't go running to them. I proceed to work. The lady comes in and doesn't say anything to me. At the end of the day I look in her cubicle and it's cleaned out. Now people are saying I got her fired. She talked to another coworker claiming she was only trying to help. Keep in mind I never asked her to clean my desk and she never asked me to clean my own desk either. Management is always putting out emails about cleanliness. People eat and leave food for days. When the director called me into her office, she made a point of telling me my desk was fine. She said the situation had been handled. I never asked for this lady to be fired. I also had no idea who did it. People saw her. Now she fired and people blame me. Aita. Also, this lady wasn't a very good employee overall. She argued with customers and management a lot. She had the rules changed regarding cell phones because she kept FaceTiming her kids while at her desk. Edit for clarity, the assistant manager approached me and asked me to write an email about what happened to my desk. At the time of writing the email, I didn't know who had tampered with my things and no one told me. Actually, no one told me she cleaned my desk, either. I put 2 and 2 together on the spot because she sat right next to me and would have looked at my desk every day. This lady was annoying in other ways. I have an earlier schedule than her and I remember her coming in and basically forcing me to say good mornings to her even while I was talking to a customer. Title: Aita for telling my coworker why I don't use our company health insurance. F27 was having a casual conversation with a coworker, M50s, and he brought up that the enrollment period for our company insurance was coming to an end and asked me if I had finished signing up yet. I responded by saying, "Oh, I use my husband's insurance. Our company is opposed to reproductive rights and only covers birth control when mandated by law." He said something along the lines of, "I guess you need some type of control," and we moved on to talking about the technical work that we were doing. Later in the afternoon I got an email from my boss, M26, and he said that I shouldn't talk about details of my personal life with my coworker and it made people uncomfortable. My thought is that equal rights only happen when people are willing to make it a part of mainstream conversation. Title: Aita for not wanting to use my inheritance on my kids. I got pregnant right out of high school. I was lucky that the dad didn't run off and wanted to be in the child's life. He went to college while I stayed and worked at an office job. We continued to date throughout the whole thing and got married when he graduated from college. It took a while, but with our combined incomes we can live a decent life. Middle class. I had 2 other children with him. All of the kids are adults now and 2 are in college while the other graduated. Each kid had a college fund of about $50,000. Well, my father died due to the pandemic and in the will, I got a lot of money and property. If I sold the properties I would have enough to retire right now. I talked to my husband about it and we decided to sell the properties. With the combined money we were going to put 3/4 into our retirement fund, and use the rest to explore the world and fun money. I have never left the USA before and it has been a dream to see the world for such a long time. We are making plans to keep working until 2023 and then go explore the world for a whole year. We told our kids the plan and they were upset that we weren't using the money to pay for their college debt. Every kid has debt since the $50,000 didn't cover everything, so they had to take out loans. It turned into an argument and I put my foot down and said no, and that I am finally going to do what I want. That I sacrificed enough and that I'm not giving up this dream again. My kids aren't happy, but my husband and I just wanted an outsider's perspective if I am being an ass. And #X200B, edit, answer some questions. The kids are 26, 22, 21 and I'm 44. The reason the inheritance was so large was that my dad died unexpectedly and I basically got the rest of his retirement fund, properties. He was retired for 7 years. Title: Aita for ditching my mentally ill friend at a gas station. So around this time last year, me and a group of 3 friends had spent 6 months planning a road trip across the country, and we had just left. Of the 4 of us, 3 were having a great time. One of our friends is very irritable, and says she has depression, anxiety, PTSD and borderline personality disorder. Despite having never gone to a therapist or psychiatrist, she thinks psychiatry and therapy are shams. Initially, we didn't want to invite her, but she tends to get very upset when she gets left out. Before we left, we explained to her that we were not going to spend 3 weeks putting up with her outbursts and she needed to control them so we could all have fun. She made a fuss about it but eventually agreed. 2 days in and a few hundred miles from home, we had all come close to losing our minds. Our one friend was nitpicking and yelling at everyone for everything, from the clothes we wore out in public because we were embarrassing her, eating or drinking water too loudly, all the way down to 2 different conversations going on at the same time because it was too much noise for her. She was the only one on the aux and refused to let anyone else have a turn, would smoke cigarettes in the RV no matter how many times I told her to wait until we pulled over, etc. I told her she needed to keep her promise that she wouldn't be a pain so that we could just have fun, but she kept insisting that she wasn't being rude and kept bringing up her self-diagnosed mental illnesses. The two other friends and I decided we were sick of it, so we stopped at a gas station, and when she went inside to buy more cigarettes, we sped off. I cash-apped her $220 so she could get a hotel and maybe an Uber back home, and then blocked her. She blew up my friends' phones with threats and insults until we all blocked her and enjoyed the rest of the trip. Her mom ended up driving to her and bringing her back home after she stayed the night at a hotel. The reason I might be ta is because she said if we had warned her she would be ditched if she didn't calm down, she would have acted better. At the same time though, if extortion could have brought decency out of her, then she was capable of it all along, right? Aita. Edit. My bad, I forgot to specify. I was 17 at the time, she was 21, and my other two friends are 20 and 22. Edit 2. The gas station we dropped her off at was in Florence, Arizona at around 1 p.m.